Quick historical and technical overview of this Emerson upright piano. It's 56 inches tall. It was built in the late 1800s. Emerson is a brand that's probably not super well known. It went out of business in the Great Depression like a lot of other brands. Many brands got bought up by a company called Aeolian, who then built those same brands very cheaply, so they weren't really any good anymore. Mason and Hamlin is an example of such a brand that got bought up by Aeolian, but now has been owned by someone else, and its quality has gone way up. So this Emerson was not bought by Aeolian or anyone else, so far as I know, and it just sort of went out of business. But it was a very excellent piano, built in Boston. Apparently, in that era, shipbuilders, when they would have their winter season, they wouldn't be building ships anymore, but they would sometimes get other work, and that's, I guess, what Emerson hired to do a lot of the case work here. So it's a very sturdy case. Here we have the serial number, and here we have the action. So you can see too that the strings are all brand new. It's about $2,500 to restring the piano. In another video I'll play it so you can hear what it's like. It has a very rich, deep bass. At 56 inches tall, it's taller than taller than all new upright pianos. I don't know of anything that goes over 52-ish inches. Most things are closer to 50 or 51. So it definitely has longer strings, or bigger case, taller case because of that. The action itself is the original action. All of the bridle straps have been replaced. And the hammers have been voiced, so they they get hard over time, but you can take a special tool and sort of fluff them back up, so the sound is a bit more gentle, not so harsh. One hammer here has been replaced. It was broken when I got the piano. All this work that I just described has been done by a professional, not by me. And the action itself is a Wessel, Nickel, and Gross action, and I believe there was a logo, but I'm not seeing it anymore. At any rate, this is Wessel, Nickel, and Gross action, which is a manufacturer who only made piano actions. They didn't make full-on pianos. They currently make actions only for Mason and Hamlin pianos, which are, I think, the best American piano that exists. I know Steinway is sort of like the gold standard for a lot of people. I think that Mason and Hamlin is even better. At least more consistent, and so Wessel, Nickel, and Gross makes their action, and they made this action for this piano here, along with maybe a few other brands back in the era. So it's a very good action. This action has not been regulated though, so that would be one possible upgrade a person could do when they buy this piano, is get that regulated. What that would do is it'd make everything play a little bit more smoothly. Some keys take a little bit more force to press down than others. There can be a little bit of noise as the hammers fall back, or just a little bit of play in a couple of the notes. Most of them are pretty good though. It's definitely much better than a lot of other antique art case pianos that I've played. Speaking of the art case, it does have these sort of spooled legs. Something that Emerson did in the era too is that they partnered with Green and Green. It was a manufacturer of furniture at the time. The Green brothers are associated heavily with the Craftsman era. So when we think of Craftsman furniture or mission-style furniture, they were the ones who sort of brought the British arts and crafts movement to America and turned it into the Craftsman movement. So they put some extra pride into to the case. It wasn't just all straight cut pieces that the shipbuilders would have built. They also shipped it off to a manufacturer of furniture to have them do some extra work to make it more decorative. So that's the basic overview.